Relax, the press box is closed, but the mic is just getting warmed up. Welcome to the Hockey Writers Inc. Join your host, Ron, as we talk all things Philadelphia Flyers and Lehigh Valley fandom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of the Hockey Writers Inc. with your host, Russ Cohen. Hey, Russ, how you doing, sir?
Good, Ron. How are you?
I am doing fantabulous. There is nothing but hockey. And I mean, everywhere you look, there's hockey. Come on.
Yeah, it's wall-to-wall hockey right now. We're
Right? You,
deep
you
into
got
it.
right. We got World Juniors. We got we had the Winter Classic, which all right, that wasn't quite the game that everybody thought it was gonna be, I guess. Maybe I don't
People had a
know.
good time. I mean, it's a big
I mean, it was
party.
good for you.
I mean, it's a big party. It was a sellout. Um, they made a lot of money.
Right.
Those are the main things.
Okay. I mean, you weren't happy about the outcome of the game at all?
Nah, it didn't matter.
No? All right.
No, didn't
Okay.
matter.
Okay. All right. I thought for sure that. And you weren't there at that one?
No, I did not go.
Okay.
No. We'll see where it is
Okay.
next year. I'll go to the one in Buffalo in 28 for sure if they announce that, which they will.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go then. All right. Because, well, I'm about halfway through your Winter Classic book right now.
Cool.
So yeah, that's why I asked if you had gone to the
Yeah, no, I mean,
because
I've
it's
been
the
to a lot of them.
Rangers. I thought for sure
I
you'd be
know.
there at that one,
I've seen them
but
at quite a few of the outdoor games. So
and they are 6-0. I mean,
6-0, they can't explain why, but they are, yeah.
yep, there you go. All right, cool. All good. I mean, look, I know we're talking about, some other things that aren't necessarily Philadelphia Flyers related here, but it's hockey related. So hey, what can I say? Uh
Well, the Flyers will be in a Stadium Series game again in a couple of years, so
yeah, exactly. And I really feel that because we had the game with Penn State at Beaver Stadium or West Shore Home Stadium or whatever it's called these days. I think we're not far from having a game up there in the NHL. And the reason why I say that is because uh, the field or the stadium has gone through a $750 million renovation,
yep.
right? And they're about a third of the way through that
Yeah.
right now. You know what I mean? So I really feel that this is something that's going to be potentially in the works down the road where we either see the Flyers and the Penguins or the Flyers in Buffalo or, a Boston
It'll be
Flyers game.
Flyers Penguins. That's what Jay Paterno was saying. That's what they want. And
Yeah.
he was talking about end of renovations, which is 2027. So maybe uh, a Stadium Series game that March. I could see that
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like a stadium series game,
Yep.
not a winter classic. But yeah, I mean, hey man, we it if the stars align, right? We'll take that all day long. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
I think it'll
Uh,
happen.
yeah, I do too. I do too. I think it's just a matter of time. I think they needed to do the upgrades
Yes.
up there at Penn State before they could be considered for an NHL venue or an event. So and they're going through with that. And you said by 27 they'll be done
Yeah, it's
with
supposed to be
this.
done in 27, and
There you
and
go.
then you figure if they do the Stadium Series game that runs, a month, 2 months after, month and a half, 2 months after the Winter
Right.
Classic. So yeah, the timing would be good.
Perfect. Yeah, that would be perfect. All right. Cool. There you go. All right. Well, we're going to dive into episode number 218. And we're talking about Philadelphia Flyers players that are playing in the World Junior Classic. And Russ is one of the preeminent uh, people when it comes to all prospects or all things prospects. I've met quite a lot of different people in my circles and prospects, and I got to tell you that I love reading your articles, Russ. I love your point of view.
Appreciate it.
You're a very no nonsense kind of guy. And I very much appreciate that because that's very much how I am. I call it like I see it, and that's exactly how you are. And I have a
Yep.
lot of respect for that, Russ. So thank you for all you do, man, for especially for like elite prospects and stuff like that, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I was drawn to your work to begin with was because of the prospects, you know what I mean? And so,
Yeah, yeah. No, I've been
yeah.
at it for a long time, and thanks. Yeah, I always
Yeah.
work on getting better.
Exactly. And speaking of prospects, the Philadelphia Flyers had quite a list of players. I
They
mean,
did.
they were one of the few teams that had the most players in the World Juniors this cycle.
Yeah, it was like them, the Sabres. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, the Sabres were another one that had quite a few folks in there too, right? So I'm gonna ask you now of those players, I believe there were six for the Flyers. You had Vinsagi, you had Berglund, you had Martone, Luchenko, you had um, oh
Ruohonen,
Rahonen, and the other Finn. I
Westergaard.
thank you. I couldn't think of his name.
Hmm.
Are we at six now? Did I miss
Probably.
anybody? Okay, all right. But I really like what the guys did for Sweden. The fact that they picked Jack to be the captain.
Hmm.
I mean, that speaks huge volumes for that draft pick for the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, and the fact that look where they are right now. You
Yeah,
know what I
I
mean?
again, they're in a good spot right now, but we're at half season, right? So a lot of season left. So I don't get crazy about that. What I say about Berglund is he's a really good prospect. I still haven't moved off the fact that I think he's probably a third line center.
Yeah,
The When you see a guy that's that physically advanced in a tournament like this, he's going to have success. Now, his skating got a smidge better. It still needs to get better, but he is physically advanced. It's helped him playing in the SHL.
I agree.
But the scoring that you see in the World Juniors isn't going to be the scoring you see in the NHL. And I don't get carried away with that. I've seen that enough. So you have to kind of look at it and say, all right, so what are the skills that he's using here that he could use down the road? And yeah, he's a really good penalty killer. Maybe he could play power play too.
Yeah.
He's good at faceoffs, but he's not going to be a high offensive threat. I don't see that happening. But if he's a 50-point guy, that's a win.
And he's a cerebral player.
Yeah, he's a really smart player, no question.
Okay, right. So his hockey IQ is really up there. So he's got good anticipation. He knows how to read plays very well, things of
Hmm.
that nature. So I mean, I like that about his game, and I think that that's going to help propel him into the lineup at some point for the Flyers.
Yeah, he still needs to,
No, no,
play
I
in the
agree.
AHL for a
Yeah,
year, and
yeah.
so he'll go through those steps, and then
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
at that point, that's when they'll evaluate him.
Agreed. But I mean, and this is still raw. These guys were just, I mean, just in the last draft pick. You know what I mean? These
Hmm.
guys are still playing in their junior teams, you know, and so
Hmm.
they're still years away from the Flyers. But I got to tell you, from everything that we've seen, especially from the likes of, say, a Porter Martone.
Yeah, Martone looks good. He got another goal today. The game's
Yep,
still ongoing, so who knows? I think he's had a good tournament. Could it have
I
been
do
better?
too.
Yeah, from a
Yeah,
leadership standpoint, it could have been better. He had the issue where the Czechs really got a revenge on him.
yeah,
They
yeah,
chanted on the bench. Like he gave them bulletin board material. Like you're with Canada, so you already have a target on your back, and then you added that. So that wasn't great. But I do think he played good hockey. You could see where at this level, he's really good, and you know why he's doing well in college hockey. But he's not dominating college hockey. Uh, that he's not doing because there's still a little foot speed he's got to get, a little processing has to get a little faster. So there's things he has to do. He still has to get physically stronger. And this is the reason why, if you ask me, should he turn pro and play for the Flyers right away? I'd be like, well,
yeah,
if he
no,
does
yeah,
that, they could play him a few games, but then I'd probably send him to the Phantoms and
At
let him go on a
least,
playoff run with them.
at least.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. And that's one
But
of the. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
But I was
sorry.
going to say, but he still might decide to stay in college another year. His advisor might talk to him and say, "Hey, listen, if you can work out here another year and not play as many games, but really work on the other parts off ice, that could benefit you even more." And he might do that. We'll see.
When he was at the junior level, he was one of the best players
Yes.
out there. Okay. So now he's moved on to the next level,
Hmm.
meaning college. So now he's going up against guys that are 2, 3 years older than him,
Hmm.
10, 20, 15 pounds heavier than him, more, more speed, more skill. It's going to take a minute for him to get up to that kind of level. Like you said, he needs to get some of that foot speed. He needs to get some of that, you know, defensive responsibility. He
Yeah.
needs to get some more of that, you know what I mean? But those
And
are
his
the
point
kinds of,
total's really good. I'm not slagging
yeah,
him at all. Like he's more than a
no,
point a game, but it's
yeah,
just one of those developmental things where he's a bigger guy
yep.
and it could take a little longer for a bigger guy. Now, could he play the part at a higher level? Sure, but he wouldn't be at at the peak of his ability, and you kind of want to get him closer to that.
See, and that's where you and I see eye to eye, Russ, on this all the way through, especially when it comes to these prospects that are are just that. They're prospects, they're good
Right.
players, they're A-level prospects, but
Yeah,
they
of course.
still have a lot of development that needs to happen. They still have a lot of things that need to put together in order for them to make a successful NHL,
Right.
to be a successful NHL player. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so okay, so we like what Porter Martone has done.
Yep.
We haven't really seen a lot of Van Sage. He
No,
didn't really play.
you can't evaluate him. He didn't play
Yeah,
much.
yeah, he didn't really play that much. The Finns, I really liked how the Finns played. They were key components to their team. I mean, it. I I think Philadelphia has got some good draft picks here, Russ. I mean,
Yeah, Ruohonen's a nice player.
yeah.
Um, but he's not a star.
No.
He can make some plays. I kind of had him pegged as probably a fourth liner. Maybe he could be a third liner, but I do think he's an NHLer. So I think he's getting closer every year. I see him, and there's a few more details that he's worked on, and so he is developing for sure. Westergaard, I still, that's a guy who I'm still really looking at. I like everything I see, but
Yeah.
I'm really unsure. Because he has like similar traits to like Ole Lixell, where you say, well, okay,
Yeah.
I see there's a thing there, but like, is that going to break through? I don't know yet, so I'm
Okay.
not going to say that he definitely will. But Ruohonen, I think there's a better chance right now, and I think just because of where he's he's played for Harvard, she's a terrific coach
Yes.
playing for a good World Junior team, been on multiples. So all of that is weighing well in his favor. But he's years away. Like he needs maturation time to get more physical, more physically built, because that's the kind of game. And his speed has gotten better. Like it's noticeable.
Yes. Yes. Okay. The elephant in the room, Jet Lachenko.
Oh yeah,
Um, uh, he was he played on mostly the fourth line throughout the entire tournament, on Team Canada. If
a
you want
little
to
third
call,
line wing, I think early, and then I think he got
yeah,
moved back to the fourth. Yeah,
right.
not center. He didn't play any center.
No, he did not play any center, right? So that was the other thing I wanted to make notice to as well, too. Um, I thought he played okay. I mean,
Mm, on the penalty kill.
yeah,
On the
but
penalty kill, not so much with the shooting and scoring. I know he's a pass first guy. That's obvious. His passing was good.
yeah,
He didn't connect on enough points, though. He didn't really get many points. Like in a game like Denmark, where he got more opportunity, he did not put up a point.
yeah,
That hurt him. Like that
uh,
was a game where you expect guys to pile on points, and most everybody else was. And so that was a little bit of an indictment. I still think he's a good NHL center. I still always feel like his high point is a second line center. I don't think he could be a top line guy, but he is young. Like there's still a lot of runway for him. And so He won't get, I don't think he's going to get faster. He's already plenty fast. I think he's a guy that will get stronger. He's already a very smart player. He's a terrific penalty killer. He'll get stronger and better on faceoffs. Will he score more? I don't know. That's the big question because in today's NHL, you can be a playmaking center, that's fine, but you really have to have a bunch of scorers around you, and we'll see what that means down the road with the Flyers. So, like, is he like an Adam Oates type? He's not going to be a Hall of Famer, folks. I'm just saying, like, he was really
Oh,
a,
yeah, I get what
a
you're saying,
pass
Russ.
first kind of guy, like
Yeah.
truly pass first. Adam Oates was not a big time goal scorer, but he could do it a little bit. And
Yeah.
so Luchenko's got to be able to do it a little bit. Doesn't have to be Dylan Larkin where he is an equal split like goals and assists. He doesn't have to do that. But he does have to put the puck in the net once in a while. And in this tournament he did not, and he didn't in the
No,
last either.
no. In fact, he didn't. He looked even worse in the last one than he did in this one, I
Yeah, and
thought.
he's a returning player, so you
Right.
expect more.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, we know that he's also a character type guy and everything else like that,
Hmm.
but I got to be honest with you, Russ. I'm I'm not I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies about Luchenko. I
Yeah,
really
well, let's see
never.
what happens when he goes back and how he
Okay.
looks there. And that's I
Because he
think
got
that's always
traded. He
yeah.
got traded to a better team
Yeah, I
now,
mean
so
he's
he's
more than
gonna.
a point a game, which is
Yeah.
good, but he probably should be closer to 2 points a game. But
Mhm.
he only has 4 goals. That's noticeable. And so like we have to see that improvement. Like
Yeah.
again, me personally, uh, if he were to, when he turns pro, he goes to the Phantoms. The
Yes.
John Tortorella flirtation, the Flyers did the right thing. Danny Briere did the right thing.
Yeah.
And that was fine. And
Okay.
he knows what it takes to make it to the NHL. And he's got to know that right now he is not ready. And so even in camp next year, even if he looks better, I still would make him prove it in the AHL first, where he didn't conquer the AHL yet at all.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
So,
I Russ, that's going to lead us right into where I'm gonna spring a question on you here now, and you and I have talked about this on numerous shows where we very much agree that the kid should stay down with the AHL.
mhm,
And in lieu of everything that's going on here with the Flyers, Denver Barkay has been brought up
mhm,
to fill a role, which he is doing admirably. I would
mhm,
think,
mhm.
right? Um, you talked about this being maybe like a um something that could potentially be a temporary thing, but it doesn't feel temporary.
Well, it still feels that way to me. Even
Okay.
Rick Tocchet was like talking about how uh, it's still a decision they're going to make at some point.
Okay.
So I feel like he'll get this week. He'll get these home games.
Yeah.
And listen, this is me, right? Even if he scored a goal in every one of these games, which he has won, let's be realistic here. Look
And
good,
and,
good
and
play,
two
all of that.
assists. And two
Okay.
assists,
And he had
right?
those
Yep.
2 assists in one game. But it's not like he is playing at a level where you're like, okay, he could replace this guy. He's not doing that.
Nope.
And 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 so yeah, he has filled a role. They're playing him and he's playing smart and he hasn't gotten clobbered. But
Yep.
again, that doesn't mean that won't happen. And you are risking it when you put one of your top prospects who's 160 something pounds. Maybe I think he's 170 maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he's 170 now. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, on a good day. And again, I know everybody's excited because they see he's smart and he can make some good plays, but it's still not enough. Just think about like what it takes to play every day in the NHL on all these road trips, back to backs, and everything else. Like this is just a partial, for him. It's a window. It's an
Yeah.
audition. It's a
That's a good
thing
way to
I
put it.
think to start a fire
Yeah.
and let him go down and let him start dominating there. He didn't dominate there the first time. He was doing good.
No, yes, I
He was
agree.
one of the better goal scorers for sure.
Yeah.
And he's in like the top three in scoring. I think he was second in goals, something like that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And so that was good. Well, let's see what if he could build on that because he's not going to be a top scorer on the Flyers right now, and you want him to be one of your top guys in the future. You don't want him to just sort of fill this role. Like,
Yeah.
here's the difference, okay? If Gurbenkin fills a role and plays a little second line and a little third line, and he scores, I don't know, 25 points, that's fine. You're not looking at Gurbenkin as a potential long-term piece. You don't really know where he fits. I don't even know if he knows where he fits. He's an NHLer, but to what degree, that's yet to be seen. But Barkey, has to play in the top six.
Yes.
Like he's a top six kind of guy.
Yes.
And so long term, there's a lot more hope for Barkey than there would be for a guy like Gurbenkin. So in these spots where you're going to fill in, I would prefer to fill in him because he's more physically matured and, he could play a couple of different roles. Barkey's in that one role. He's doing it really well. But again, it's not like Ben Kindle. You see the points Ben Kindle's putting
Yes.
up?
Yes.
He's not doing that.
No. No, he's not. No,
So
he's not.
that's the difference. Like you can
Yeah.
make an argument with Ben Kindle. Okay, look, this guy's on their top power play. He's putting up all these points. Barkey's got three. That's fine, but not to make you forego what the plan was.
And see, that's what has to remain, Russ. And you and I have talked about this, and we both agreed that the plan still needs to remain. And this needs to be the audition, the window. Okay, great. You played well.
Yeah,
You did your role. When guys come back, when the injuries are
yeah,
done, you need to go back and then start dominating down there in
yeah.
the
We might need to
AHL.
call you up again if there's an injury. Absolutely. Yeah,
Exactly. Okay. And we even talked about him being one of the few guys. I mean, we've already gone through the other guys that we would have much rather seen, the Gorbenkins and such, that we would think would be a better call up first. And in lieu of the fact that we're getting down to the Denver Barkeys, that's
right.
that's not
Yeah, like Alex
boding
Bump's not
well.
ready. He
Right.
just came back. Yeah, he just came back from injury. He's not ready. They wouldn't even play him back to back yet. So he's a ways off. I honestly I wouldn't call him up this year. I would
Yeah.
put
No.
Barkey back down. So that's a guy who I can call up and then see what happens. But it's not like Barkey's gonna extend them further into a playoff spot or save their season if they're
Yeah.
hinging. Because again, you have to look at it this way with the Flyers. It's a half a season. There's not a lot of points that separate them from being in the playoffs and being out of the playoffs. Pittsburgh is much stronger than they were. They've made moves. They've actually solidified themselves pretty well. I think the Chinnikov move was big for them. And
Yeah.
Stastny was a good move too. So, so that's really helped them. I think the Devils are going up and down a little bit, but we expect them to be a little better. I think Florida, once Kachuk is back, you could see them making a push. So this is a situation where today it looks really good for the Flyers. They could lose two in a row and be, on the outside looking in.
4 points.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
it's yeah,
I mean, that's it, Russ. I'm not kidding you.
yeah,
From all the way down from the first place team down to almost the eighth place team, it's
yeah.
like 4 points. That's it.
So they have
You
to do
you
this for 41 more games.
yeah, yeah. I'm here to
And
tell
the
you.
thing is, and this year it's kind of broken up into like three things. There's this part of the season,
Yep.
which is almost the halfway point, then the point before the Olympic break, and then after the Olympic break. Because all that
Right.
matters. Why does it matter? Because when they eventually named Dan Vladar to the Czech team, because they just haven't named their roster yet, you have
Right.
that guy who's never played more than 30 games. If he plays Olympic games, how is he going to be when he comes back? This is like a lot of games for him all of a sudden. Travis Sanheim, we saw he lost a little off his fastball when he came back from the Four Nations. And Risto, cross your fingers that he doesn't get hurt there.
And is Erison also going to be named?
No,
Or
he's not
no,
named. He did not
not
make it.
named? No.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So
I
he'll be
wasn't sure
okay.
if.
But I'm just saying,
Okay.
like a guy like Risto, I
Yeah.
can't tell you he's
That's
going to come through this without an injury this year.
yeah. That scares me a lot. That really
So that's
scares
a
me.
key thing. So we have to see after that
Yeah.
what that looks like.
Okay. I mean, we have a month.
Yeah.
There's a month worth of games
Yeah.
played, games
In a
played.
condensed way.
very condensed way. I mean, this is rare here where the Flyers actually have more than a day or two off here. Like
Yes.
they're 3 days off now from the last game that they
Yeah.
played, right? Which I just have to touch on real quick. Boy, that Edmonton game, man, th-
Yeah, they look good. That was a
that
good game.
was did that
But
look like
but
a different Flyers team to you?
it did in the first period. Although I didn't think Cal Picker was particularly sharp, but the Flyers looked different in the first period. But then Edmonton too, and then you kind of wondered. But they put the distance in the third period. I do think Dan Vladar was a big reason why, because there were a lot of high danger chances. It
Yes,
wasn't
there
like they
were.
shut out McDavid. He had 2 points.
No, right?
So there was that. So it
Okay.
was a very convincing win, but it wasn't convincing the whole way through. But it was a really good game. It was one of those where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
They had to
you know,
fight
you
through. They had to fight through a little adversity
right.
there, right?
They did.
Because Edmonton made a game of it.
Right. But it's not like it was an undefeated road trip or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So like these are the reasons why I say you got to keep a level head right now and be happy with the way they're playing. But again, it's early. They don't give out mid-season Stanley Cups for a reason.
Or anything like that, right? There's no mid-season awards
Right.
for anything in hockey. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um,
In the NBA there is, but not in,
yeah.
well, they have that cup that,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't follow NBA. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I'm
Yeah, the Knicks
completely.
one, like they had like their own kind of four nationsy thing, and
Oh,
but with the
okay.
but with the same teams, like it's not even like a nations thing. So it's
Oh,
you know,
okay. All
so
right. So it's
that's
just it's a, just
that's an
like a money
in-season
grab for the
award of
NBA.
sorts.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what it boils down. Okay. Um, Phantoms, man, they've been putting some wins together.
yeah.
They
That was a
they
really good week.
that was a really good week, man. 4 wins. I mean, beating the Penguins, beating the Bears. I mean,
I mean, the Marlies were hot, and
okay, well, I'm like I said, man. You and I both agree that the Phantoms doing well is gonna be a good thing for the Flyers.
of course,
And,
yeah. That's
and
what you want. Like
exactly.
that's the dream of that. And the goaltending's better. The defense has been better. Uh, I would think they still need a little bit more of their developing players to do better.
Yeah.
Hunter McDonald's like MIA at this point. He got too much hype. And so like people have to understand if he makes it, he's going to be a bottom pairing guy, a physical guy, and it's going to take a while.
Right.
And
And like you
so
said, Bump's just coming back from injury.
he
They've
just
called
came
up
back. So
Barkey. They've
yeah,
called up Barkey. You know what I mean?
yep,
So,
yep.
all things
Bonk looks
considered, though.
good. I did a deep
Yeah.
dive on Bonk, but he's got things to work on. He's not physical enough yet. He misses on first passes. He kind of like
Yeah.
rushes them a little bit, and sometimes they go to the other team off
Yep.
the other guy off the Flyers stick. And his closing speed he needs to work on. He doesn't have enough speed to be able to close on a player, but also when a player kind of turns the corner, sometimes he loses them a little bit. Now he does
Yeah.
do well with like inside position and stick work, but if he was a little bit physical, like he just had a little strength, even if you don't have to hit him or anything,
But
he
the
because
strength,
there was
though.
yeah, because there were some things that happened like on the backboards there that sometimes the other team, the opponent can get the puck away from him. So the ideal thing in the NHL now is if you're 6'1", 6'2", be 200 pounds. And that's what guys always are shooting for. They tell me all the draft. And so if he could get there or close to that, you'll see a different guy. But he's shooting with confidence. He's not going to score a ton. Like I don't think he's more than a 45-point guy in
Yeah.
in his really good years. But he's a really good defender who's smart and makes all the other plays, and so that
Yeah.
part is good.
Right.
But I don't think you have any kind of like shooting star here where he's going to get 70 points. No,
Yeah.
I
No.
never thought that.
No. I would never even remotely think about that either for him
Yeah,
either.
but he's 10
So,
games in, and now was a good time to kind of really look at him. And so things
yeah.
are progressing better the last five than the first five.
Agreed. Agreed. And Phantoms just continually are able to maintain where they're at in the
Yeah,
standings. They're
yeah,
just able to maintain. I mean,
yeah.
so.
I don't
If
think they're
they
one of the top teams. Now it'll depend in the end, like what prospects are able to play for them when they're in the playoffs, and because that could matter. Uh, but right now, at this moment, no, they're not even the best team in their division. But they're better
right,
than last year. They had better
agreed,
goaltending, better defense.
agreed, all day long, agreed, all day long. And I think that's another thing that we both agreed on that only bodes well for the Flyers, especially in the future. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there you go, folks. Well, I'll tell you what, Russ. Why don't you tell the folks where we can find some of all the great stuff that you do, man, from elite prospects to all the places where you write and put out your great stuff to the books that you have on Amazon. All you have to do is go in there and type in Russ Cohen, not the butterfly or the mushroom guy, but the book guy.
Yep. Yeah, you can just, you can find me at sportsology.com, NHLdraftbuzz.com, GoGTS.com. I do collectibles writing there,
There you
prospect
go, man.
related, but also collectibles related. The Off the Post podcast, we'll have another one tomorrow, and a few other things. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, and also don't forget to check out
hockey hot stove too.
yep, the Hockey Hot Stove, and also don't forget to check out you Russ and Rachel on Locked On Flyers.
Locked on Flyers as well. Thank you.
Man, I tell you what, that's some of the best stuff out there. You got to get that going on.
Yeah, it's
Um,
5 days a week, so we put a lot of work into it.
that's right, man. That's right. And it's great. I love listening to you and Rachel go off on each other. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, we're two different personalities. We have definitely a different look at it, and I
Yeah.
think that's a good thing.
It is. I mean, it's different than Russ and Ron. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's slightly different.
Yeah, it is. No, it
It
definitely
is,
is.
right? It is, but for sure, for sure. Also, would like to thank you folks out there for helping to make the Hockey Writers Inc. One of the top 15 podcasts of all Philadelphia Flyers podcasts. That's right. We are ranked number 11 out there for all Philadelphia Flyers podcasts. And that is thanks to you folks out there. Very much appreciate that. Very much. Thank you very much for that. Also, big thanks to Jake and the boys for Lowercase Blues. Hop on over to lowercaseblues.net and check them guys out, man. If you're in the Delmarva area, you got to go over there and check those guys out. Go to their website, lowercaseblues.net, get some swag, check out their videos and their tour dates. Like I said, if you're in the Delmarva area, you got to go check them guys out for sure, for sure. Thank you, Russ, for all that you do here for the show, man. Really appreciate that. You can follow me at X at RNJ underscore media. Also, don't forget to check out the YouTube channel and all the stuff we're doing on the website. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We will catch you on the next Hockey Writers Inc.